Morning. Ooh, the sun's already bright out here. Today we're going to talk about watering, but I'm going to talk a little bit about the difference between springtime watering needs and summer hot drought needs, because there's definitely a difference between the two of them. We'll cover that, a couple other things, so hold on one second. Hey guys, so the main thing I want you to take away from this video, I'm going to cover a few different scattered things, but I want you to understand the difference between springtime watering and the difference between summer drought watering. There's a definite difference in the watering patterns that we do, mainly because of the temperatures that we're dealing with here. Springtime, cooler temperatures, we don't have a lot of deep drying that goes on. There's not a lot of evaporation going on because of the cooler temperatures. Summertime droughts, totally different story. We have to water completely differently. And what I want you to understand is just the simple fact that in the springtime, we definitely want to have that deep watering and then a big break, like a full week break without water. We can do that in the springtime where we can't do that in the summertime. I have to admit, I think this is probably the best my lawn has ever looked since we owned this house. Now keep in mind, this was a crappy lawn when we took it over. And I literally have a dark green carpet back here now. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'll show you it here in a minute. But one thing we want to talk about is we want to talk about the difference between springtime watering and summer drought watering. There's a big difference. Now, this yard, the main two things that have made this yard the way that it is, PGF Complete and Humichar. Those are the two things you need to be putting down right now. Now, PGF Complete is going to be the immediate results. That's the nutrients, so you got to put down PGF Complete, and we put it down like every 3 weeks. Every 3 weeks, we're going to put down PGF Complete right now. This is the growing season. PGF is mild. Put it down, put it down, put it down. It should have plenty of stock up at Amazon now. It just depends on the 18 versus the 40-pound bags. I'm talking to Anderson's, and there should be pretty good stock of one of the two. Humichar is that long-term investment where we're going to see some results the first year, but the second year we're going to be able to use less and less fertilizer. We're adding carbon to our soil. Definitely start putting down Humichar, and it's in stock. So those are the two things I really credit back here is PGF Complete and Humichar. But watering wise, I brought in all the cushions last night. So I brought in all the cushions from the lawn furniture because I saw these big thunderstorms that were predicted to come through. There wasn't a drop of rain last night. So here's my mindset for the spring. You want to have a heavy watering, and then you want to have a dry out period, even up to a full week. Springtime temperatures are cooler. We don't run the risk of deep drought drying. But your lawn is more susceptible to disease and fungus at this time. So you don't want to keep it wet, keep it wet, keep it wet. You don't want to keep watering and watering. You want to have that deep water, and then you want to have that dry out. Does that make sense? So you don't want to just keep it moist, keep it moist, keep it moist. You'll suffer from chlorosis, where your lawn blades start to turn yellow. You start to have diseases. So you definitely want that dry out period. Well, it's been a week. We had a real good rain about a week ago. And so this morning I came out, and guess what? I get to run my sprinkler system for the first time today, my new sprinkler system. Now, we have a sprinkler system on the front in the front half of this lawn, and I did a video where we installed a full system already back here on the second half of the lawn, so I get to run that today. But I want you to understand the difference between spring. It's okay for your lawn to get a little bit dry during the spring. It's completely different from that summer drought condition. Now, the summer drought condition, it's so hard to catch up. That lawn is just baking and baking and baking, and it's drying out deeper and deeper and deeper. So in the summertime, we have to consistently water. Now, a lot of people will say, you always do a deep water and then give it a break. But in drought conditions, because of soil conditions, as an example, there's lawn construction debris all over my lawn. I mean, there are just horrible piles of rocks back here. I know, I can feel them when I go down. There are root systems growing all on my lawn. And there's no way for me to do a deep water cycle and have those areas that dry out. And I've done several videos on this about hot spots. And what we want to do is we want to do that brief watering, cooling cycle during the summer. So if I'm in a drought condition in the summer, I'll usually come out, and it's not cheap, I'm going to tell you by the way. Water costs a lot when you're on city water. But I'll come out and I'll do like a 5-10 minute run in the morning, and then late in the afternoon, like at 2 or 3 o'clock when it's really hot, I'll do that cooling, another 5 or 10 minute one. That's the only way that I can keep these crappy sections, whether it's roots or construction debris, from drying out. I've got to give that lawn a little bit of water. It's just like a putting green. Putting greens, we go out every morning, we water the putting green. Middle of the day, we'll go out with a cooling drench coat just to cool it down a little bit. Because putting greens are higher content of sand and they get baked, they don't have a lot of protective coating on it. So the same thing we do here when we have hot spots on our lawn in the summertime. We just consistently hit it in trying to say, we're going to help you survive until the rain comes through. But if you haven't seen my garden, this is insane. Now these tomato plants are breaking 4 feet. They were 8 inches just over 4 weeks ago. This squash over here, this massive squash over here was 6 inches. These massive plants. I've already got baby yellow squash on this. That's coming up just over 4 weeks. I've already got tomatoes that are probably 2 or 3 inches on here. No fertilizer. All we've used is this special super compost that has humichar. We spray it with super juice with a microbial pack, and then we add the organic matter. We mix all that up in that black cow compost. And what happens is it goes through a digestive process. And all those microbes start to break down that organic matter inside of there. And the biochar that's in there gives it a host to enter, a host place to live. And it becomes a super generator, and it releases nutrients, and it breaks down into a humification process. So basically, I'm not using any fertilizer here in my gardens. I'm just using that super soil. I'm going to run over there real quick. I'll show you a pile. I made up another pile of it, and I want to show you something. So this is black cow compost. You can buy it at Lowe's or Home Depot. Humichar, spray it with super juice, micro pack, dump in the chicken feed. This is 24 hours later, and I'm going to zoom in here, and you'll be able to already see the smoke. And that steam and smoke, what you're seeing right there, is actually the digestive process breaking down all that organic matter. Isn't that cool? This is an ass kicking right here. That's what, about 300 pounds? This is not a water roller, folks. This is a sand roller. No, Linda, stay. And if you don't think it's a workout, you're crazy. And one of Jacob's jobs on a daily basis now is to double roll this just to keep it firm. Because I'm tired of rolling that 300-pound thing around. It is a bitch. But if you've ever pushed a water roller, you ain't never pushed a roller till you push a sand roller. Linda, come here. Karate chops. I'll kill you with karate chops. Cut chops, cut chops, cut chops, cut chops, cut chops. I'll kill you. And then that one is over there hunting lizards. Cassie, is she a squirrel? Is he a squirrel? Chipmunk? Oh, it's a chipmunk. All right, so gardens are the same way. You want to give them a heavy watering, let them go through a dry out process. You don't want to let them wilt, but you don't want to keep them oversaturated to get that same thing, to get that disease. It's the same in all soil. But I will tell you, using humichar and this chicken feed and that, it will build up good microbes that'll help fight that fungus. So I was going to put the lawn treatment on this video, but it got long. We're going to do a super over application of PGF Complete, Humichar, the chicken feed. We're going to do that on the front to try and fight this fungus naturally. We're just going to do an experiment. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to do stuff that you shouldn't do. So tomorrow I'm going to be putting up a video that you're going to want to watch. We're going to over apply everything on the front yard all at the same time, and we're going to try and fight that fungus naturally. I'm tired of it. So remember the rules of watering, guys. Don't overwater and don't keep your soil saturated during the spring. Heavy water, let it dry out. Don't let it die, let it dry out. And watch your 10-day forecast. Dude, I absolutely rely on my 10-day forecast just to know what's going on. Summertime will shift, and come summertime I'll do a watering video showing this real frequent watering. It's a little bit different. So hit subscribe, because this video I'm doing tomorrow is going to be really cool. You're not going to want to miss it. Talk to you later. Doc.